rhythm of your breath, just your nice inhale and exhale. And getting some time to slow down your thoughts, leave your to-do list out there for later. You can always come back to it and tune into your body. Just notice how you're feeling today, what your energy level is like. If there's any tightness or tension, and maybe if you want to set an intention for our practice, just what you'd like to feel at the end. And we'll take one more breath. Nice deep inhale and exhale fully. And when you're ready, bring your hands out to the side. You can just place it on the floor. And then inhale, reaching your arms up overhead and stretch. And then bring your palms together and exhale as you bring your hands down to your heart. Interlace your fingers and press your hands forward, just rounding your back. Get a nice back stretch like a seated cat. And inhale, lifting your arms up overhead. Exhale, your hands down at your side, and then press into the your mat behind you and just open up your heart, lifting your chin, lifting your chest, and come back to center. We'll do that one again. So inhale, arms overhead, reaching up, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale and interlace your fingers, pressing out. And inhale, your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands coming down, hands behind your hips, and lift your heart up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then last one, coming out to the side. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. And interlace your fingers as you press forward. Another exhale here. And inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, your hands down. And for the next set, I'm going to have you lay down on your back, but you can watch me for a minute here before you get there. So the first one is our, it's like a floor slide. So you'll put your hands out like this, try and press your shoulder blades back, and then lifting your hands overhead a couple times. The next one is a banana stretch. So you'll reach your arms overhead, grabbing your wrist, and then you'll slide your feet to one side and your arms to one side. So we'll just do like our side bend, but laying down. And then the third one will be hugging one knee at a time. So like hugging it in, do a little sit up, and doing a leg stretch. So I'll try and cue it, but I know it's sometimes hard to look at your screen when we're laying down. So you can come down on your mat. So first one is the floor slide. So laying down and your arms out at your side, and then we'll press your arms and come up, overhead, and exhale, bring your arms down. So try again this time, try to tilt your pelvis, pressing your low back down on the mat, arms again out at your side, trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then lifting arms overhead, reach, and coming back down. This is really good for strengthening your back and helping your posture overhead and back down. And now extend your legs out long against your mat and bring your arms overhead like you're doing a good morning stretch. And then slide your feet over to the left side of your mat and grab your right hand with your left hand and do a banana stretch, like a big figure C or a C shape where your feet and your hands are over to one side. And just get a nice stretch along your side body. And then walking your feet and your hands back to center. And then slide your legs over to the right, crossing your left leg over your right, and then grab your left hand with your right at the wrist and just try to have a side bend all along your left side. Oh, and stretch and coming back to center. Hands down at your side. You can bend your knees now and come back to our, get in prepared for our hugging our knees to our chest. So hug your right knee to your chest. And then lift your nose up and your head. Try to touch your nose to your knee. And then lower your head and your shoulders down. Arms overhead. And then you lift that leg up straight and lower it down to the mat. And rebend it to match the other. Hug your left knee to your chest. You kind of feel your low back release with this. And then lift up your nose to your knee. And then lower your head and shoulders down, arms overhead, and extend that leg up and slowly lower down. Rebend your leg to match the other. We'll repeat again. Hug your right knee to your chest. Maybe some ankle circles here if that feels good. And lift, nose to knee. Feel your core engage with that. Lower your head down, arms overhead, and extend the leg up and slowly lower down. And rebend, arms at your side. Hug your left knee to your chest. Some ankle circles. And you can lift your head up, a little sit up, try and pull your belly in. And then lower your head down, arms overhead. Extend that leg up. And lower down. Rebend it. And our last set. So hug your right knee into your chest. Exhale, lifting your nose to your knee. And then lower that head down. Arms overhead. Extend the leg up, and stretching it down, and back to bending it again. Hug your left knee into your chest, and exhale your nose to knee. Lower your head, lower your shoulders, extend the leg up, and lower down, and then rebend it. You can windshield wiper your legs here. Just have your soles of your feet wide and then lower your knees to one side and the other. This is a good hip opener too, just in that hip socket. And extending your legs to one side and the other. And coming back to center. We'll roll onto our side and we'll do some leg work. So if you want a block or if you have that close by, you can put a block under to support your head or just having your arm support your head. Start with your legs straight and maybe they're the top leg, you can just kind of see how that goes to balance on your side. We'll bend the knee and like you're coming into a tree pose, like a balancing pose. Your top arm can come down to support you, to keep you on your side. And then lift your leg maybe to your knee or to your upper thigh. Extend it up, and slowly come down. We'll do that 2 more times. So bending your knee, lifting it up, and then extend up and lower down. And keeping that balance on your side. Maybe your leg comes to your knee or your upper thigh, lifting up, and lower down. And then bending your knees. So I'm doing some Pilates classes this week, so some of these are more Pilates moves than yoga. But this one is a clamshell, so having your knees bent, and then that external rotation again at your hip joint, lift and lower that top knee, and just focus on all those muscles you're using for this movement. And our last one is extending both legs out, and maybe they're coming a little closer to the front of your mat, front corner of your mat. And then bend your knee and put your foot down. So we're going to do a leg lift with our inner thigh. So flex your foot and just try to use that inner thigh to lift and lower the leg. And 3. Let's do 2 more. And then bend your knee. And I'm going to flip to the other side. If you want to just turn over, you can. I'll try to cue it the same way, but this is, so you get the other leg on top, and we'll start with that tree one. So having the bottom leg long and straight, your arm under your head or the block, top arm is to support you, and just bending that knee up, lift it up to the sky and lower down. Again, bending and coming up to your knee or maybe up to your thigh. Extend up and lower. And bend again, lift and lower. And then we'll come back, bending both knees. Get ready for our clamshell. And you're externally rotating from the hip joint, just lifting that leg up and lower, lifting up, and 2 more. And then we'll keep the top leg bent and extend your bottom leg out and flex your foot. And then we'll just lift that leg straight, but using your inner thigh and through the heel as you do your lift and lower here. Maybe 2 more. 1, 2, and then we're going to come down onto our bellies to do a little more back strengtheners. So first one is an alternating limb raise. So we'll have your head down on the mat, and you can either stack your hands and just put your forehead down, but then we'll lift like our right arm and left leg, and then lift our left arm with our right leg. So get in position, have your arms extended, and lift. You can lift your arm and leg and lower. And then the other side, so extend your left arm with your right leg, and lower. And repeat, 1 arm, 1 leg up. You can feel all your back muscles working. And last time, right arm, left leg, and left arm, right leg, and then rest. You can put your head down on your stacked hands. You want to bend your legs and windshield wiper them again. That feels good. And then for our second one is locust, so bring your hands down by your side. And then we'll inhale, lifting your nose and your head, your shoulders, your hands up. You want to kick your feet, or just keeping your legs still and lifting your upper body. And then lower down. And we'll try it again. So hands down at your side. Sometimes it feels good to me to interlace my fingers and have them back. And lifting, 3, 2, 1, and lower. And last time, you got this. Your hands back. And lift up your nose, your head, your legs. 3, 2, 1, and lower. And our next one is the Sphinx, so bringing your elbows under your shoulders, or maybe a little ahead. And just try to press into your palms and pull your elbows back through the doorway of your arm, your ribs feeling like they're coming forward, just lengthening. A gentle back bend here and lower down. This next one is a Sphinx plank. So having your elbows under your shoulders and curling your toes under, to lift your hips up, for 3, 2, 1, and lowering down. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands under your shoulders, press up into a tabletop position, and we'll come back to a child's pose or a puppy pose, so just having your knees wide or keeping your hips up and walking your hands down if that's more comfortable, and just have a counter bend in your back and your spine and lowering down. Take 2 rounds of breath here. And then we'll come back up. And we'll move up to standing. So, curl your toes under and press your knees up if you like to come to standing that way into a downward dog. Oh my gosh. And then just pedal out your feet. One heel down and then the other. Get a nice calf stretch. And then walking your hands back towards your feet, lifting up, and we'll press into our feet to come up to standing. Just press in, lifting your arms up, overhead, and coming back down. First, some side bends here. So, you'll inhale both arms up overhead, and lower your right hand and just side bend and stretch. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, left hand down and side bend. And inhale up. And then we'll swan dive, so just both arms out to the side, slight bend in your knees, and hinge at your hips for a forward fold, coming all the way down. And then halfway lift so that you have a flat back. You can use your hands to press into your thighs and try to lengthen from your tail to the crown of your head. just having a nice long spine. Exhale and round your back, lower down, and press into your feet and come up again to standing. This time we'll come into a star, so have your feet wide straddle position. And arms out of the T. And then you can bring your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, make cactus arms. So bend your elbows and turn your toes out and your heels in. Come into a little squat here. And then we're going to straighten our legs, straighten your arms, lifting up overhead, back down to your cactus arms. Really try and press your shoulder blades back. And then we'll bring our hands down to our inner thighs. And we'll twist here, so bringing your shoulder down, right shoulder towards your left knee, and twist, and come back up. Left shoulder towards your right knee, nice twist along your side. And then keeping that squat, have your arms out and then back to your cactus arms and do some heel lifts. So lift your right heel and lower, your left heel and lower. So repeat that again, just lifting up one side and the other. And if you feel stable, you can try to lift both heels up and balance on your toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, press into it, straighten your legs, and lower down. And now, if you want to use your block or no block, but we're going to do another stretch. I like to put it down between my legs, but we'll stretch down and just go to the right side and the left side and back to center. So starting with your wide straddle position, and we'll come down to center. Your hands can either be between your legs or one hand on either leg if that feels good. And then walk both hands over to your right foot and just feel a nice stretch along your back of your hamstring, your calf. Keep your left hand down on your foot and right hand lifts up into a twist here. And then lower that hand down, walking both hands back to center. And bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Just some alternating side lunges. And then walk both hands over to your left foot and get a nice hamstring and calf stretch here. And when you're ready, I invite you to hold your left foot with your right hand, lifting your left arm up and extending, twisting, spiraling your spine. And lower that back down, coming back to center. Bend your right knee and straighten. Bend your left knee and straighten. Just some alternating lunges here, side to side. And then both hands back to center on your block or just on the mat between your legs. Keep your left hand down and right hand. You can twist and look up to the side, extending that arm up and lower down. And then keeping your right hand down, lift your left arm up and twist. And lower down. Back to center. You can heel toe your feet a little closer together. Put both hands on your hips if that's a good way to come back up to standing. Press into your feet and lifting up. Ah. There we go. Now we're going to bring our practice back down to our mat. So we'll reach up overhead. Exhale and forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Coming back down. And lower all the way back onto your back. And slowly lower your body down. We'll finish with a couple of bridges here, so just press into your feet and lift your hips up. And coming down. And we'll do a one leg bridge, so extend your right leg out long. Press into your left and lift the leg up. And lower down. 2. Keeping that bridge position, so keeping your hips up. 3. And then we'll lower down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So maybe come into the bridge with both feet down, extending your left leg out. And you can lower the leg down and up for 1, and 2, and 3. Lower the leg down, rebend your legs, and lower your hips down. And now we can do a twist, a spinal twist. I like to have both blocks, but you can do it without blocks too. Just lowering both knees to the right. I like to have a block between my knees and then lower onto the block. Extend your hands out in a T. And if you want to gently turn your head to look the opposite direction from your knees, you can twist both ways. Just try to let go, release your shoulders, release your upper back. And when you're ready, bring both knees back up to center. And we'll lower down to the left side. Extending your arms again out in a T. Try to have your shoulders down on the mat. And then turning your head the opposite direction from your legs. Take one more round of breath. Here, and then we'll come back to our back. Just have your final relaxation. So extending your legs out long against your mat. Try to release and let go. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Your conscious inhale and exhale. Maybe if it feels good to gently wiggle your fingers and toes, or some wrist circles and some ankle circles. Maybe rocking your head gently side to side if that feels good. And when you're ready, come onto your side, pressing yourself up. And back to our seated position. Hopefully you're feeling a little more relaxed, a little more at ease. And we'll Now bring your arms out to the side and inhale, lifting your arms overhead. Thank you for sharing your practice with each other and with me. Bring a sense of peace and calm into your day.